And we're back.
And we're back.
A big cuz Yeshivas Geulas Shaul in HQ. We got H and we got Q. We got some yids in the other room. And it's a big cuz to open up Shir and see Yachin and Bayaz. Sleegs and DVJ.
How's the chef?
It's very hard to give Shir in the absence of either of them. I mean, a yid may do, but you know, it's very joyous to see you yids. I want to know, Schlicks, you gonna pull up with Ziggity or can't happen?
Ziggity's wasn't feeling well last night. I didn't know if he was gonna come today, but also my mom didn't want me to go since the bombs today. She was she was like, please stay in, etc. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it on Zoom.
We understand keep it avayim, but we hope that your mom knows that we are.
You know, Schlicks knows better than anyone that you should not give in to any type of propagandizing about staying home and just, you know, being antisocial. Schlick's mom
Shout out
understands.
to Schlick's mom.
You gotta do Shabbos Kodesh no matter what.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
We learned that this morning. Chassidus.
Chassidus. Shabbos Kodesh. Shabbos Kodesh. And we learned also very interesting about the sugya this morning, that it says, what does it say? But what was the pasuk? Ki shchit kol basar. You give me the Sefer. I can't look it up, but there was a nice
we don't have
Sofei Tevos. We didn't take it. There was a nice Sofei Tevos of Amalek. So I and Sham and share this morning.
Nice.
I've seen today there are a few like takes on like what's going on with the Medina. We have Satmar's takes. It's like totally taking like the side of the baby killers, which is like unthinkable. We have other people that are talking about, listen, we just got to be asking questions. And Mir Hashem over the next few days we'll have Mahalach. We mentioned it that, you know, we say Hallel. We say Dayenu, even to bring us to Har Sinai without giving us the Torah, it would be enough. So we give thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu every step of the way. And even though it's becoming clearer and clearer that the Zionist state of Israel that was established as a political movement is not the final iteration of the Jews living in Eretz Israel. And we're coming in. Shalom Aleichem Avi Mayri, Shalom Aleichem Ush, I think, or Kevin, Shalom Aleichem Kevin. We're coming in, and we're just figuring out what's going on. Vis-a-vis the government of Israel. But I said it before, and it's worth repeating, that we're Am Yisrael fighting for Eretz Yisrael, and Medinas Yisrael, the state of Israel, is a question mark. We're not saying either way. We're saying that there are some big questions that need to be answered about who's really pulling the strings up in here in this government. Zot the Heilige Gemara. We're on the bottom of Nun Beis Amud Aleph, Masechus Avodah Zarah. We've been knocking these dapim over here. By Minei Rabbi Yochanan mi Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yochanan asks from Rabbi Yanai. He says, Tigroves avodas kochavim shel ochlin mahu. So Tigroves avodas kochavim is the concept we've seen before. It's anything used or brought for an idol. So it says, oh, I'm going to serve my idol by bringing him a cake. I'm going to serve my idol by bringing him a lamb slaughtered. You know, or however they want to serve. I'm going to pour out the blood of little kids on the altar. Well, that's a different story with the blood, because it might be after bad now because it's part of a human body. But that's also a sugya.
Where in the daf are we holding, actually?
Nun Beis Amud Aleph. We're talking about Tikroves Avodas Kochavim. The thing that's brought. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Food, mahu. What's the din? Thanks to you. Mi mahania lehu bittul litaharinu mituma olo. So can an idolater, or really anyone who's not Jewish, has this spiritual power that a Jew does not have? Kev, this is a fascinating idea, and you won't hear about this in most yeshivas. But there actually is a spiritual power that belongs to non-Jews that the Jews don't have. And that is the ability to walk up and cancel an existing idol, an idolatry. And so the Gemara is asking here, if a non-Jew comes and cancels the idolatry, what about the food that you brought to this idolatry? Is that food now permissible to eat? Or if it's not kosher, permissible to make money off of, to sell to Kevin? Kevin, I got some good cakes for you. So Mimahanyalu Bittul Tyrinu Mituma or Olo does canceling the idol also cancel the forbidden status of the food, which is brought as in the service of said idol. Oh, yes, here, Gavaldik. Correct the Gemara. Vatibai Luhu Kalim says when you're asking about the food that's brought for an idolatry, ask about the pot that it's cooked in. Kalim lo kami baile. Kalim, we're not asking. That doesn't even have to ask. Kevan de Islu Tara ben Mikvah. Since it has a purification process in the mikvah. So since you can purify it in the mikvah, the tumanami batla. So tuma also of the idolatry that has a tuma derabanan of idolatry. So it's also batal. We spoke about in Chasidus this morning. This morning we asked, how is it possible with that Hashem destroyed the whole world just because the sins of mankind? Mankind sinned; they had free will. Why did God destroy the whole world? And we spoke about this pervasive tumah, this ra, that through the actions of man pervaded also like the animals and even the rocks and the mountains and the sky and the birds and all the animals and the creepy crawlers. It pervaded the rest of the Bria. And we said, interestingly, that maybe the water of the mikvah was some sort of tara process. The water of the flood was some sort of mikvah. Shalom Aleichem, Verlander.
Wow.
Yeah, so we said that the flood might have purified the world just like a mikvah does. We spoke about that. We talked about kalim, that they could be tower in the mikvah. So we're not asking about kalim, about vessels. We're asking about what about food that someone brought for this idol? Let's say a cake. Let's say, by the way, the sacrament that the Christians do that they don't even know that it's Avodah Zarah. They don't understand, but on the side that, let's say it's done in the Vatican, let's say it's like the OGs, and they know that what they're doing, they're eating the body of Jesus and the blood of Jesus, they're drinking wine and eating crackers. That could be food that's used as an idolatrous practice. What about if a guy comes and mevatel the Avodah Zarah, he smashes up the cross, raises the Vatican to the floor, right? It's funny, R-A-Z-E-D. And then when we have to show that we'll do that because, as we mentioned, we're taking down the whole Shibud. Israel's fighting for our lives here. We have to kill all our enemies. So what if we destroy the Vatican and we find, whoa, they had all these crackers. Shalom Aleichem, the Naz.
Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi.
So we're talking about the food that's brought for an idol. If the mevatel the idol, does the food become mutter behana? And we gave an example. Let's say Mir Hashem, we take down Gaza, we kill all our enemies, and we go all the way to the Vatican, and we take down the Vatican, who is the Shibud incarnate, is Ra incarnate, pedophilia, Satanism, heliocentrism incarnate, and we destroy the Vatican and we get our kalim back and we find, oh my God, there's some crackers here. Can I now take those crackers to sell them, or maybe even can I eat them? That's the Maisa. So does bittul help or not? You say, ask about kalim. No, kalim since it has tara and the mikvah. But the tumah of the Avodah Zarah, which is the tumah derabanan, is also mevatel. Ki mi bayale, when the Gemara is asking it, is eichel. We're asking about food. Stop trying to change the subject, says the Gemara. Classic Gemara. The Gemara says, what about this? The Gemara says, ask something else. No. There's a reason we didn't ask that. We're asking about food. Stay on topic. Says the Gemara, wait, I'm not done. The Gemara says, I'm not done, but I feel like the beast of burden. That line in the sand wasn't even worth it, because the way I see people's turning, making it seem worthless, starting to defeat the purpose. I'm watching my fan base shrink to thirds with word. Has the court of public opinion reached a verdict or still yet to be determined? Because I'm determined to be me, critiqued or worshipped. That's a lesson. That's a lesson. That's Eminem Be'eon right there. I'm determined to be me, critiqued or worshipped. You know, pretty much any one of us, any opinion that we hold about what's going on in this latest Shibud invasion, whatever we believe vis-a-vis it, we're going to be critiqued maybe sometimes and worshipped sometimes. We have to remember that we're determined to be us, critiqued or worshipped. We say MS at any cost. Anywhom, says the Gemara, I'm not done. Ask about the idol itself. Says the Gemara, we didn't ask about the idol itself. Now we're going on to Nun Beis Amud Beis. Shkayach to the Yidden for turning the page. Of course, the idol itself loses its tumah, loses its asher behana of idolatry, because the Isser was mevata. You took away the name of Avodah Zarah, so of course the tumah also left. Again, what we're asking is, what about the crackers? What about a cake that they bring to their idol? Right? What's the din with that? Shleg, did you have a cue?
Nope.
Oh, you're just being very yeshivish, getting the whole beard. Everyone knows the more you stroke your beard, the better the siyata d'shmaya comes out. Not only that, but I've seen Rivka getting deep into a sugya and doing with her beard.
Always.
There's only one way to learn. So Schlegs was like, oh, it's a great shot. Let me start with the payers. Like, oh my God. Very yeshivish, Schlegs.
Thank you.
So we're asking about the food. What's the din? Kevan the isure lo badil. Maybe since the isser of this food was not badil, kidder of Gidol, because that's what Rav Gidol says. Tuma nami lo badil. The tuma also is not badil. Oh Dilma.
Or maybe.
Oh Dilma.
Or maybe.
Gewaldig, yo, Verlander over here. Verstevsky. Filling in place because Schlegs is on a 1 second delay out there. So the Verlander Shevsker is catching on quick to the Odilma-Steig.
Let's go.
Odilma is from Rabbi Kramer the Red. We got a lot of redheads in yeshiva, and we got a lot of redheads that taught me Gemara. Rabbi Brownstein was also a redhead. So is Rabbi Kramer the Red. Listen, Shtaginda, Yeshivas Shaul, OV. So, anyways, they say Odilma, or maybe Isser Deraisa Lo Batil. Yeah, no, the Isser to eat it, that's an Isser Deraisa, because maybe it's not kosher. What? They didn't check their animal. Maybe it's not talking about crackers. Maybe it's talking about the wine, which also is wine. Is it Deraisa? Yain Nesef, Yain of the Avodah Zarah, or since it was served, it was used for Avodah Zarah. Is it Deraisa? Fine. So the Isser didn't leave, but maybe the Tumah, maybe the fact that it's Asher B'Hana, the Tumah Derabanan, maybe that would be Batal. And for the Gemara, Teku. DVJ, 2 tekus in a row. We got teku yesterday, teku today. The Nas loves a good teku. The Nas loves a good teku because the blibe's fair. It's an emistic answer. We don't know.
It's true. It is a blibe, but it's always frustrating. You'd rather leave it on a nice haskama.
But sometimes Rav Ilson would end shir dafka with the question. It's important to be able to appreciate the question. That's what we learn.
Yeah, but you're gonna have another shear after. That's the thing.
No,
If there's a
sometimes you would really
teku,
just say. Sometimes you would just leave it on a question, and not answer the question and say deal with it. Sometimes you don't know the answer. And by the way, the ability to blibe shver and say I don't know, I think that's one of the greatest things that I've learned from all my years of learning Gemara, is how to say I don't know. Sometimes the Bachrim, they just want to have an answer, and it's very important to learn. And when I say the Bachrim, I'm not talking about Nas specifically. That's just how Rav Ilson used to say it. They said the Bachrim, they want to go straight to the Ketef.
it's true.
You know, but the Eden.
When you're saying the Bachrim, you're talking about Pei Zohar.
Pei Zohar. Bro, Pei Zohar
I'm
came
kidding,
in with an
kidding.
Amoritic measures in Yeshivas Geulas chat.
When? I didn't see.
Oh, bro, you gotta be glued, bro. Where it is. What are you watching? The mainstream media? Chas v'shalom. Yeshivas Geulas, this is where it's Machriya. Yeshivas Geulas chat.
Yo, Pashut, have you met Jake?
No.
It's my
What's
my roommate.
Oh, Jake.
Boy,
Maybe we got
boy.
another Jake. You got Yaakov Avinu's in the house.
Oh,
And my
Yaakov
dad
Avinu.
is a Jake.
There's
Oh,
4
we got
Yaakovs in
3
share right now.
Four
Yeah, we
Four
got
Yaakov.
three Yankovs, three
And Shlomo
Yankovs,
Yaakov.
2 redheads, and
No,
Isha
Biggs
and
the
the
Shlomo Yaakov.
blind.
We got 4 Yaakovs.
Oh, Shlomo Yaakov, Arba Yankovs. Wow,
It's a whole lot of
joke.
Yaakovs.
It's not a joke. We got a lot of Yaakovs in Yeshivas Geulas Show. We got a lot of Davids in Yeshivas Geulas Show. Good people to emulate. Good nitzozos to have around. You know, to be staggering with us. And we got Noach Ish Tzaddik.
Oh.
Now we got Nachum Zev up in here. Oh, Nachum Zev, the Babinator's middle name is also Zev.
I'm a Zeva, so.
She's Zeva.
Oh, nice.
We got the Wolves up in here. Wolf pack.
Yes, the wolf pack.
Wolf pack. So the Gemara ends the take. Now we get to see the Rashi. So is another question they asked. What about the Grover's Ochlin? The Grover's Avodah Zarah Ochlin Mao. So it says Rashi Misalga Tuma Minayu. Does the Tuma leave it? The Tuma Derabanan of the Tumas of Avodah Zarah, are they bittul or not? Through bittul or not? Does bittul help to take away the Tuma of the food that is used for Avodah Zarah? We said maybe the crackers, but then we said maybe it's like specifically talking about non-kosher. We have to see. What are you asking me about the food? Ask me, Kalim. That they use to carry the baby that they're going to shech in Bohemian Grove. That's a Kalim for Avodah Zarah. So you just shake his head. I know he knows.
I have a crazy point to add to the sugya.
Yeah, what's up, Raviad?
One of these kids who lives in my frat worked at Bohemian Grove over the summer.
Wow.
He worked there. And he says that there's no babies being slaughtered there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really believe him.
Yeah,
I
I think
told
that they
him
bring.
First of
maybe
all,
now
does he
there's no
know?
babies being slaughtered there, but 15 years ago, who knows?
No, but also it's faker. Something that he's even close enough to actually know what's going on, not just like answering phones and making copies. That's the first subject. The intent to Lomar that he is close enough, maybe he's lying, maybe he's telling the truth.
They make out there once a year. He only worked in the summer for months.
Right.
There's no way he would be close enough. There's no. Oh, is that Harry?
Yeah, it's Harry.
Oh,
So
my God.
Malek, we're in HQ, the Naz. We're missing you very much, but we know you're doing good work. Repping Am Yisrael, repping Yeshivas Geulas Show in Hotlanta.
Spreading the super chill. Spreading the super chill.
Let's go. Shalom Aleichem. We have supposed to have you in share for a little bit. Oh, we just got another Isha. Shalom Aleichem. What's her name? Just remind me. Nachon Sarit. She's an integral part of the crew and fighting the forces of evil.
Wait, where are you guys? Did you get a new HQ?
We're in HQ, bro. A lot's happened since you pulled a Nas. That's what we call going to America for an extended period of time, pulling a Nas. When I got back, TJ on the Insid was like, "Oh, bro, it's good to have you back. We were afraid you were pulling a Nas." I was like, "Show."
Oh,
No, but we know the Nas is doing good work, and he'll be back here at the right time. Everything at the right time. She was good show.
How's Nahum?
So, what?
How's what's his name? Nahum.
Josh Nahum, yeah, and you're Nahum. Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of overlapping names. Okay, so we said talk about the vessels. What about the vessels that are used for idolatry? We're asked, what about the food that's used for idolatry after you cancel the idolatry? What's the status of the food? The Gemara says, what are you asking me about the food? Ask about the vessels that are used. So Rashi says, on Nun Days on Bays, 52 folio B. Rashi says, well, it's actually A. He says, what's the right? It says the vessels that are used for idolatry, do they lose their derabanan status of tumah, just like the deoraisa status left the actual idol when they canceled the idol? So we say, no, we're not asking about vessels. Why not? Because vessels you can purify with a mikvah, so we don't need to talk about a different type of purification process by vessels, because we know that since the tumah takes them out of the impurity with the mikvah takes it out of the impurity for the idolatry. So we don't have to ask, does the bittul take them out? Because you can just do the mikvah. Let's see Rashi. Kivan the Idolaters, kishar tumas b'mikvah. All of the other tumas, like if a creepy crawler, you might not have known this, dear Sari, but if a creepy crawler falls on the pot, working in the kitchen, we got to know. We got to bring it to the mikvah, because a creepy crawler is can be matame the like a sheretz, like a gecko, right, or a mouse maybe.
I just had a gecko in a pot.
Bro,
I think it was a kid's toy pot.
Oh, kids' toy pie they're not cooking in. So with the rest of the tumas, listen, halacha l'maisa. Who says Yeshivas Geulas Shaul doesn't learn halacha l'maisa and Hilchos Pashas? You just learn halacha l'maisa.
I have a video of it. We caught a gecko in my house and went to my little kid's play kitchen to get the pot to take it out. So
Yeah,
so
you can bring it. You can bring it over to my house. We have a bunch of geckos, and they're all called Sheretz. True story. Sheretz. Oh, and we have a bat named Batenstein.
They're friends.
We're friends, yeah, totally. He always comes for share. He never comes unless we're steiging. and or smoking weed. That bat likes to get high. L'chayra. That's the reason. Okay. So Kevan the Islu Tara, since it has Tara, like the rest of the tumas in the mikvah, Hacha the mikvah the day hainu bittul. Since mikvah for the kli, for the vessel is its bittul, Kevan the Isura batamina, since the Isser is left it, the Tuma Vade Nami Salka. So the Isser is the Isser Hana which left it.
the Isser
Hana and the Isser, it says Isura and it says Tuma. The Tuma is the Tuma of Avodah Zarah. The Isser Hana might be a different thing. He says Tikrovas of Ochlin, what's the din? Does being mevadel the actual Avodah Zarah retire the food, the crackers that they bring for their idol, or the korban, or maybe the wine? We have to see, even if maybe the wine. So ask about vessels. No, vessels have a mikvah. So the tuma also is mevadel. Okay. If we had a Rambam, maybe we could see the Rambam here, but we don't. And
Rambam downstairs.
Oh, do I get a Rambam? Hilchos Deos?
This is Mishnah Torah, the whole Mishnah Torah there.
Is there Havazdayos? Let's check out the Rambam. Kimi Bayale Ochlan, whereas Ochlan, so ask about the idol itself. No, the idol itself we shouldn't add. Kimi Bayale Ochlan, the Lezlu Tara Kishar Tumas Mikvah. But food you cannot purify from its impurity by just dipping it in the mikvah, right? Because then the food would go all over. You know, we don't go into the mikvah with food. This is like the Vastazah.
And Hilchos Avodah Zarah?
Yeah, Avodah Zarah. Hilchos Avodah Zarah. Hilchos Avodah Zarah. Oh no, it's actually Hilchos Shar Avos Hatoma. Perek Vav. So it's in Taros. Sorry, my brother. The Rambam took as Avodah Zarah, but this is actually in Tuma. So, Perek Vav, Halacha Zayin, and Shar Avos HaTuma. Seeing a Rambam is a big moment. Shar Avos HaTuma.
Sefer Tahara Perek Vav. Let's see.
Shar Avos HaTuma.
I see. I found Shar Avos HaTuma.
Gevaldik. Vav Zayin. Below me. So Tikrobas Avodah Zarah, Mitame B'maga. So anything that's brought for idolatry is Mitame B'maga B'mazak in Nevela. So it has Gadol. So with touching or with carrying, just like a dead body. And the shear there's even like a gazayas of it. Kol davar shemagrivin la. Bain bazar, bain shar oklin umashkin, kol knevela. So everything that you bring for idolatry, any food, whether it's water or whether it's steak, its din is like a dead body. Shakos of Quran, because the Pasuk calls them zivchei meitin, which are the sacrifices like for Avodah Zarah for the dead. Oh, so they're compared to dead body. That's why it's like in the Vela, which is like an abatoma. Shkayach Rabbeinu Znaya. The Abba Bish ain't the girls of Avodah Zarah Oakland Betela the Olam Latira Behana. And even though it never batel ever to become mutter behana, that's what the Asura was, that's what we thought. In Bitla, but if you were mevatel it, Harizu Safek Latuma. It's a Safek Latuma. Why is it Safek? The Nas, why is it Safek?
Why is it suffix? Why is what suffix? Sorry, I didn't hear.
It's okay. Why the Rambam says that it's Safek for Tumah Shligs? Why is it Safek?
Because if you're batel the Avodah Zarah, then the whatever was used for it would be a suffix whether it was mevatel or not.
Right, because our sugya ended in a teiku. So the Rambam says we're not sure. Exactly like you said, Shligs. Because of the teiku. But a kli, a vessel is Torah. Like we said, because since it has Torah in the mikvah. We see, by the way, something amazing. This Gemara was written over 1,000 years before the Rambam. And the Rambam was posting the Gemara 1,000 years ago. We see that we're connected to the Torah. This has been learned for thousands of years. And we see how the Rambam learned our sugya. It's the Torah. So the Avodah Zarah is also big. Okay, so I don't always see a Rambam in the middle of Shir, but it just came and it was so beautiful that how the Rambam, before we even finished the Rashis, we just saw the Rambam because we weren't 100% sure when Rashi's talking about the Isser, and we saw the Rambam spells it out clearly. It's talking about Isser B'Hana, right? And the Tumah is talking about Tumah's Avodah Zarah, which is a Tumah Derabanan. The Isser Hana is this Deraisa. So we're asking about Ochlin, right? But ask about the Avodah Zarah itself. Shall Ochlin Gagon Hishtacham El Pas? You know, these Ovdei Avodah Zarah, they're crazy. They daven to Challah. You know? I mean, we know you make delicious food, Zari, but I don't know if anyone's bringing down to your bread. Maybe they are. Listen, have we had bread? I'm sorry?
Hey, yo, question. I gotta go to class.
Listen. So the guy did crazy things.
The guy did crazy things. The guy might just daven to a piece of bread.
I gotta
Yo,
sign
now
off.
Gadol on the contribution.
Always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure seeing your face and seeing you and talking with you. Much love. Keep it strong down there in Atlanta. You're all we got. Who else knows the sugi in Atlanta except for the Nas?
It's true. I've met a few people here and there, but I appreciate you guys. Always nice to see all of your faces, Schlegs, Pashut. I want to wish you guys a bracha,
Yes.
Yeshibud,
Amen.
Yeshibud Legeula,
Amen.
and keep holding it down over in the land. Stay safe, and talk to you guys soon.
Amen.
Hey, brother.
Super chill, my brother.
Much love. Super chill
Much
forever.
love. Super chill forever. Fire. Okay. The Nas, OG. She was good. Remember the Nas? The Nas. Okay, so anywho, so we said ask about the idolatry itself. My kevan the Yitzura lo badil. So we say no. Wait, hold on. We're saying the Avodah Zarah itself, the idol itself, we don't need to ask. Because since the Itzura is batel, since when a guy is mevatel, the Avodah Zarah, we said an amazing thing that a guy has the spiritual power, capacity to cancel an idol, a Jew does not. So that's
one thing about Pashut Herenstein. One, he's never in a rush to be anywhere. Two, he loves the masses.
That's what they say.
He loves to dwell
That's
on this.
two things.
There's a very
Charles
special power. It's like you were saying. There's 10 containers of Hadar given to
beauty.
Israel.
And just
One
no
for
10
Nine.
Kavim of beauty fell into the world. 9 went to Rivka, and the other one went to the rest of the world.
To the one guy who.
No, 9 went to TVJ. 9 went to TVJ, and 1, right? 9 went to Eretz Yisrael, to Yerushalayim. TVJ is in Yerushalayim.
Sky Gods.
So the Chora is a big schus for all of us to be able to look at TVJ.
He loves the masses.
That's what they say. That was a very nice thing that he said. Thank you so much, Rivka. My Kevan the Isur Lo. So we're saying. Wait, you're saying my
10
over here?
10 men, by the way.
Don't ask about the idol itself, because since it's Isura, it would mevatel. So the Tumah is also batel. And guess what? The Rambam basking like that. We have 2 issues. We have the Isra Hana, and we have the Tumah of Avodah Zarah. Isra Hana is their Raisa. Tumah of Avodah Zarah is their Abanan. So where's actually fine? So obviously, if you're mevatel the Avodah Zarah itself, and the Isra their Raisa of Isra Hana leaves it, so the Tumah is going to see Josh Monday. It's going to leave it. 10, got it. Like the 10 Erugei Malchus. So but what we're asking about is the food, the ochlin, Mai. Since the Isura is not batel, like Rav Gedol, the Tumah is also not batel, or Odilma, or because since the Isra Derais is not batel, but the Tumah Derabana will be batel, we can take you. My Kevan the Isura lo batel midar Rav Gedol, it says Bereish Pirk in the beginning of our parak, Bishar Tuma delays lay Tara of a mikvah. The rest of the impurities that a mikvah doesn't help. The name of Kiechi the Shar Tuma Salki, that will say that since the other Tumas left it, Hanami Kala Lamesak Minayo. This is easy to take it out. That's what Rav Gidl says. So Rav Gidl says. Rav Gidl. Should we see Rav Gidl says on Dav Nun Amr Aleph, the beginning of our parak. The Eibusher gives a Siyat D'Shmaya. We'll see what Rav Gidl says, and only if the Eibusher gives a Siyat D'Shmaya, because all of the koach of everything we do is Eibusher. The Amar of Gidl, Amar of Chia. By the way, also, like, I'm learning with the new Gemara. Like, it could be that, like, the old Gemara, I had that Rav Gidl, but it's okay. It's okay. You may do with the cards been dealt. Rav Gidl, Amar of Gidl, Amar of Chia, Bar Yosef, Amar of Minayla, the girl with the Gavum She'ain LeBetel Olamis, that something that is brought with idolatry can never become batal. Shenemar Veis Medu Lebal Bor V'Yoklu Zivchei Meisim. Ma Meis Ein Lo Betel Olam. Av the girl with the Gavum Ein Lo Betel Olam. So Gidl says that it never it never loses the batal. So she says, since the Isser Deraisa didn't leave, like Rav Gidl says that the Isser Deraisa never leaves, the Tumah also would not leave. Tumah nami lo batla, Zog Rashi, kevan deleka lemeitar achi, lemeitar. You can't permit this? Like, what have we seen in the way of permitting? We've only seen Rav Gidl says that it's usher. The Isura is in its place, Isra enough. So we say, so do, since we're keeping this thing Isra, we'll keep it us and we'll keep it Tameh. You know, Usher and Tameh, my parents. No, I'm joking. But my dad's name, now explain. My dad's name is Harav Isser, and my mom's name is Rebbetzin Tema. So we make the joke, Usher for Tameh. But here we see there actually is a connection. So anyway, that's Isser Yaakov. That's what we're talking about. The Issers, Rav Isser Yaakov. It's a big schus that my dad comes to share almost every day, and we would not be the same without him. So it says Tumah is also not bundle, right? He says, and so that the Gemara says, but or maybe that the Isser Deraisa is not bundle, but the Tumah that's there abundant is bundle, and the Gemara says Teku. And that with that we get to the dot. Tomorrow we will see another from the dot, another Bailu, and maybe we'll even stop at the Mishnah tomorrow. There is the Geulas Hashas. I don't know if we're gonna have time to figure it out before share. If the Rebbe can please get my mandolin out.
Over there.
Oh, hi. She's got a good mandolin sighting. Okay, so I wanted to learn a Geulas Hashas with the crew. It says Tumah Derabanan. So how did Rabbi Akiva Eiger work? He says Ayin Le'el. See above the Mem Ches on page 48. The Parish Rashi and Rashi do Ras of Amar. And he says also see the Gemara in Chulin Daf Yud Gimel in Tosfos. On the base Tosfos is over there. Dirat the Groves. End of Geulas Hashas. It's all he says. See these two places. Figure out the question yourself, and then figure out the answer. That's how Rabbi Akiva Eiger rolls. DVJ. What are we looking for? What are we looking like in time?
5.
5 minutes, eh? Maybe we can take a quick Tosfos here. I see a small Tosfos. Kevan de Isura Batil. Right? It says since by the Avodah Zarah itself, the Isra is Batil when a guy is Mevatel the Avodah Zarah. So since the Isra is Batil, so we'll say so too. The Tumah is eradicated. If you take away their rights, then of course their abundance see their Tuesday. Kevan de Isura Batil the Gabe Kevan Le'el Amar Aleph the Loka Amarachi. It didn't say that. It didn't just answer the same thing that they would like this, even though right. Mevatel the Kalim. Didn't we see Rav? Didn't we see Rav Gidl say that it's not possible? The Loka Amarachi Bekalim shall the Groves Shavos Gravim. Shein and Bittul. The reason is that they don't have Bittul, like Rav Gidl. The Loka Beresha Kuntras, and not like Rashi says. Then the Stamshim of Behen Lavodas Gravim. Whoa. Okay. Tosfos is arguing on Rashi here. There's Tosfos in Tosfos Rabbeinu Yehuda it adds Uveshvira de Ba'inon Panim. What the? This is a big sugi, you guys. Talking about content of an I've even seen yet. Beshvira, that you have to break it. You need face. I don't even. And now, like there's a country, there's Samech over here, and it says, Rashi in Amud Aleph, V'tibayla Kalim, Rashi says, and Tosfos argues, no, the reason that Kalim is not Azar is not because it was used for Avodas Gochavim. Does it lose its Tumah, just like the Isura would leave it? Tosfos says no. The reason that the Kalim are Azar is because Kalim doesn't have any bittul. It never has a bittul. Not like Rashi, who said it was used for Avodah Zarah. Okay. With this machlokas Rashi Tosfos, I'm gonna blind fair. I'm gonna say that there is a machlokas Rashi Tosfos here from that Tosfos. There's actually there's a ayin Tosfos. It says over here by this Rashi, it says check out that Tosfos. That because Tosfos argues on this. When the Gemara says talk about Kalim. So we saw today Rashi, Tosfos, and a Rambam. What a 45-minute shir during wartime shtar. Unbelievably, we had the time of our lives. Seeing Rashi takes us and the Rambam packed in a 45-minute shir. I guess the Yidden can say we're really steiging here. When it comes to the idol itself, when it's canceled, it also loses its tumah because it loses its Isser Deoraisa, so of course it's going to lose its tumah derabanan. And when we're talking about the vessels, what did we see in the Rambam? That it's Torah. Please, that's Tikrovas. If it's Bato, it's Torah. And therein is the Machlokas Rashi Taisvis. Taisvis says it doesn't have any Bato, it's for idolatry. And the Eden are bliving shver, maybe we'll shot tomorrow. What exactly is their Machlokas? But it's okay to say base nish, but not 100% sure. Better than saying upshot from your stomach. Called the boy Svara. And we learned that the Teiku, we saw the Gemara was able to say we don't know, which is what we're using when we're talking about Medinas Israel. Were they complicit? We don't know. Are they fighting for us? We don't know. What we do know is that Tzal is Kadosh. And the fighters, the individuals that are risking their lives, are the most connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Not by Ne'ilah of Yom Kippur. Not when I walked my children to the chuppah. Did I have this to feel close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that time I went into Gaza in Tzuk Eitan.